नमस्कार। श्री Ramakrishna Kathamrito कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदादतं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः। श्री रामकृष्ण कथामृतो प्रथम भाग चतुर्थ खंडो सप्तम परिच्छेद. Sri Ramakrishna is telling us about the various forms of bhakti, devotion, the intense love, passionate love, the prema bhakti or the raga bhakti, and also the formal worship like Vaidhi bhakti, where we worship the Lord, we worship our chosen deity with all the prescribed procedures. Do this, do that, and even this formal worship towards end, it begets, it produces that intense love, that prema bhakti, that raga bhakti in the aspirant's heart. So that is how it is. Hari preme matoyara hule Vaidhi bhakti kurmo ke karbe. And then a stage comes once you get so mad, so such intense love, passionate love rises in your heart for the Lord that there is no more any need of the external worship. The ritualistic worship not required. Vaidhi worship, Vaidhi bhakti automatically drops off. Then it is just me and my chosen deity. And Sri Ramakrishna now is telling us about another kind of a devotion which is referred to as unripe devotion, Pancha Bhakti. And Sri Ramakrishna says some people have this tendency, they show off, they have great devotion, but that is not actual devotion. It is just for the namesake. I mean, they just show it off. They are great devotees, but that is not the prema bhakti, raga bhakti. No, they haven't even performed Vaidhi bhakti, or even if they are performing Vaidhi bhakti, their intention is just to show off. They have still not given their 100% to the Lord. And Sri Ramakrishna says, you have to give Sholana. Without Sholana, without 100%, nothing comes. Now Sri Ramakrishna says, যতক্ষণ না তার উপর ভালোবাসা জন্মায় ততক্ষণ ভক্তি কাঁচা ভক্তি. And Sri Ramakrishna says that devotion, the person who doesn't develop that intense love for the God, even if he is showing his devotion to the Lord, that is unripe devotion. It doesn't have intense love, it doesn't have rag bhakti, it doesn't have prema bhakti. He might be doing Vaidhi bhakti fine, but till the time that intense love and yearning for the Lord doesn't get into his heart, doesn't spring into his heart, then it is unripe bhakti, kacha bhakti. তার উপর ভালোবাসা হলে এলে তখন সেই ভক্তির নাম পাকা ভক্তি. Having developed intense love for the Lord, intense love for the Mother, then it is called as the ripe devotion. Till then, no, it is just a show off. There is no devotion in it. It is just doing your ritualistic works. I have to do this means I have to do it. Okay. I will wake up the God, I will feed the God, I will offer bhog, I will do arati, and these are just external, presentations. There is no love for God, in fact, inside. And Sri Ramakrishna says all that kind of bhakti is macha bhakti, unripe devotion. Only when you develop that love for God, and hearing the name of the Lord, you start shedding tears. When hearing the name of the Lord just once, your hair stand on end. That is the time when intense love for God gets generated in your heart, and you have reached the stage of ripe devotion, the Maka Bhakti. That is the real, intense, true devotion. That is not unripe. That is not false. That is not a devotion just to pretend. No, that devotion is from within them. It comes from within. Then you have given 100%. And you are 100% Sholana, you are one with your chosen deity. And Sri Ramakrishna further explains this. Yar kacha bhakti, সে ঈশ্বরের কথা উপদেশ ধারণা করতে পারে না. The one who is having this show of devotion, who is having this unripe devotion, that person can never internalize, can never assimilate, can never grasp the Ishwarer Katha, the spiritual instructions or talk about God, Upadesh, all the instructions, howsoever, even if great Pandit, gives him instructions, those are of no value because he won't be able to internalize them. He won't be able to assimilate them unless and until, till the time he has this unripe devotion. It will come here, it will go out here. So there is no retention of that advice, no retention of that teaching, no retention of that talk of the Lord. To internalize it, assimilate it, to digest it. So till the time that devotion is unripe, he won't be able to assimilate the divine teachings, the spiritual teachings. Aka bhakti hole dharana korte pare. It is only when this unripe devotion gets converted to the ripe devotion, Aka bhakti, only then a person can assimilate, can internalize the spiritual teachings. He can then actually experience what has been said. Otherwise, Sri Ramakrishna is telling us so many such a wonderful teachings. Are we able to assimilate even one of that instruction? Because devotion is still unripe. It is not 100%. We have not given Sholohana. We are still trying to do this and that. And these great teachings of Sri Ramakrishna, like our Ma had said, that even if you follow one of his instructions, you will attain to everything in this life. So it is like that. Teachings are there, aplenty, the gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, the gospel of Holy Mother, complete works of Swami Vivekananda, they are all filled with great amount of spiritual teachings. But to assimilate them, to internalize those teachings, one should have ripe devotion, the Paka Bhakti. Paka Bhakti hole dharana korte pare. Only when you have the ripe devotion, you can assimilate those teachings, you can internalize those teachings, you can actually be one with those teachings. Now, Sri Ramakrishna gives a beautiful, example of the modern times. Modern time of that time again. Now the photography technology is all changed. So earlier, Sri Ramakrishna gives an example of ফটোগ্রাফের কাছে যদি পলি মাখান থাকে তাহলে যা ছবি পড়ে তা রয়ে যায়. Now Sri Ramakrishna is giving an example of the how photographs used to be taken those days. There was a glass plate. On that glass plate, one black solution, silver nitrate, used to be spread, and then it was that the glass plate, that huge black box, the image was exposed on the glass plate, and then the person or anything with the photograph that was to be taken, that image used to get imprinted on this black silver nitrate applied on the glass plate. So Sri Ramakrishna is giving that example. Yes, Sri Ramakrishna had visited when he was photographed. He was very keen to know how this technique of photography works, and he had actually requested that, can you explain to me? And although Thakur, with no formal education, nothing, no schooling at all. He could hardly write his name to sign. And he had this great curiosity how these photographs are being taken. And then he was explained all the process and that he has kept it. And look at his greatness. He has kept that particular technique of photography, how photographs are taken, so alive in his mind that he can use that particular example to explain to us how the love for God can gets created in our heart. That unless and until there is no black solution applied, that silver nitrate, poly makhan, তাকে তাহলে যা ছবি পড়ে তা রয়ে যায়, only then can the image, only then can the impression of that image of the object be retained on that glass, not otherwise. So that was his beautiful way of teaching. He used to just look around and he used to remember everything. He was knowledge personified after all. He didn't have to make any great efforts in finding the examples to explain his point of view. Automatically they used to come, and all the examples absolutely from what he had seen from day-to-day life. Nothing concocted, nothing having read in big books and all that, nothing, just from practical life. And then Sri Ramakrishna further explains regarding this, the science behind photography, how the image gets retained only because of that black solution applied on the glass. Now, what Sri Ramakrishna further says, কিন্তু শুধু কাচের উপর হাজার ছবি পড়ুক একটাও থাকে না. Says if the glass is without that silver nitrate solution applied, you may project thousands of images on that glass. Till the image is there in the front, that object is there in the front, only till then the glass may reflect that image, it may retain that image. The moment that object is taken away, glass is once again blank glass. একটু সরে গেলেই যেমন কাঁচ তেমনি কাঁচ. Just remove the object. You cannot see any image, any impression in the glass. But if you apply that black silver nitrate solution onto the glass, then the glass permanently retains that image, that impression of the object. Otherwise not. And then you see the photograph. When it is printed from negative to positive, then when you print it, you see that beautiful image, you see that beautiful scenery, you see that beautiful face of mother, you see that beautiful face of Sri Ramakrishna. But if silver nitrate is not there, what happens? Any object you put in front of the glass, it will retain that object only till the time that object is there. You remove the object, it is again plain glass. There is no impression left behind for printing, future use. So, ঈশ্বরের উপর ভালোবাসা না থাকলে উপদেশ ধারণা হয় না. And now Sri Ramakrishna equates that application of silver nitrate solution on the glass plate to that of intense love for God to be generated in the mind, to be developed in the mind. And Sri Ramakrishna says, till that love does not get generated, till that love does not arise in your heart, You cannot have Upadesh Dharana Hoena. You won't be able to assimilate, you won't be able to internalize any of that spiritual talk. It will be just entering from here, coming out from here, and that's all. There is nothing retained. For that, you need the silver nitrate, you need intense love for God. So that was Sri Ramakrishna's teaching today. And yes, that love for God, Prema Bhakti, the Raga Bhakti, once we have that, then even a single instruction, even a simple advice, a simple teaching can get into us. And it can then create wonders in our spiritual life. It can bring us so closer one to one with the Lord, provided we have generated that intense love, that passionate love, that love filled with yearning for the Lord, for the Mother. So that is Sri Ramakrishna's teaching in our today's reading. So let us apply that silver nitrate on the glass plate of our devotional heart and get that image firmly imprinted on the glass, on the devotional glass of our heart, so that we are one with the Lord. And then we can retain all the instructions given by the saints, given by our spiritual teachers, given by shared with us by our gurus. So that is our reading from the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna for today. Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaaya. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. जय ठाकुर जय माँ जय स्वामी जी।